Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the No Warning Show right here on TTT. Now, we're in the Lenten season. As we know, Lent is very closely related to fasting. But there are those who do fasting without the need for a religious observance. And I am joined here this morning by Mweia Elias, who's a registered dietitian and nutritionist and a health coach of Empower Nutrition Limited. And we're going to find out all about fasting and the do's, the don'ts, and other types of fasting, such as intermittent fasting, and whether it's safe or not. So good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for being here this morning. Now, again, fasting, a lot of people are like, okay, it's Lent, I need to fast, and so they abstain from certain foods, other things as well, but people generally abstain from meat and stuff like that. But what is it about this whole fasting thing?
Well, really, I love fasting. Fasting is it's not a fad. It's becoming more popular for weight loss purposes and for health purposes, but people have been fasting for centuries for religious reasons. And the amazing thing is all religions do it, so there must be a benefit. So I like to think of the benefit as a mind-body benefit.
Okay.
So from a spiritual standpoint, we tend to think about giving up something, as you mentioned. Usually it's meat. And really that's more of disciplining your mind just to know that you do not need that particular form of food, whether it's meat, whether it's sugar. I've been talking to a lot of people who want to give up sugar. Great thing to give up. But it's really the first step, right? So if you really want to maximize the health benefits of fasting, so you have the spiritual benefits, but the health benefits for your body include things like reducing inflammation, reducing toxins, right? So if you cut out certain things that are bringing more toxins into your body, so there's a cleansing and detoxifying effect.
Right.
And then there's a lot of benefit for the brain. A lot more modern researchers in the past few years have been talking about the benefits of fasting for brain health and cognitive health. So especially in the aging population, so if you're over 50, I mean, all of us are aging, right? But especially for the over 50 population, they found that fasting or just calorie restriction, which is really what you are getting from fasting, eating less or eating less of a particular thing, it improves memory. It prevents cognitive decline in terms of Alzheimer's and dementia as we age. So the neurons can regenerate and you can produce new brain cells, all from fasting and energy restriction.
So what type of fast are we talking about that would benefit brain health?
Right, so there are many different ways to fast. There's no one way, right? So when I use the word fasting, I'm talking a little bit going beyond just coming off of meat, right? So you want to be strategic about what you're doing. So for example, traditionally it might be going for a 24-hour fast. So one day of the week, you just don't eat. But it's really important. I do encourage people to still drink, still stay hydrated, i.e. water, right? Not alcohol.
Right, yes.
Right? But ideally water. Some people use green juices, which is also a really good one. You could fast on coconut water because you want to keep the body hydrated to keep the brain functioning well, right? So that's one approach. And people can do that, as often as they'd like, 1 day a week, 2 days, 3 days in a row.
Is there any point to which it becomes unhealthy, though?
Yes. Well, we know from history, right, that it's possible to fast for over 40 days. We've known of, there's Jesus himself. But in our own recent times, we have Kublai Singh, who fasted supposedly for about 40 days, I think he made. So when you're talking about life or death, when you're approaching over 30 days, you're going into the realm of breaking down the body. Right? So it's good for your brain, but not so good for your muscles. Right? So if you want to keep those muscles that you have and your physique, not a great idea to fast for extended periods of time, right? Because your body does break down muscle and fat to feed the brain and meet your daily energy needs. All right. So, but if you're talking 1 day, even as much as an all liquid fast, as much as 3 days can be beneficial. Beyond that, you want a little bit more experience. So if you're more experienced at fasting, it's easier for you to go longer. But if you're now starting with 1 day is recommended. There's actually a study that came out last year, I think, talking about the benefits of a 36-hour fast for heart health, brain health, as well as weight loss.
No,
right?
for people like me, like I don't do well with hunger at all. At all.
Yes.
Like, you know, my mood changes. I get what they call hangry. I'm a grumpy person and stuff like that. But what tips can you give somebody who doesn't deal with hunger very well to maintain a fast? Like, say, if you were to do a 24 or 36-hour fast.
Yes, well, I would say start small. So that's where intermittent fasting comes in,
Right.
The more modern technique. And what it's usually, the typical recommendation that we hear is you try to create an 8-hour eating window.
Okay.
So what that might look like is you're not fasting for a whole 24 hours.
Right.
You may wake up and instead of having breakfast at 8 a.m., you may push breakfast down to, let's say, 12. Well, really, you skip breakfast.
Right.
And your first meal will be at
lunch.
12, right?
Right.
And then add 8 hours to that, 8 p.m., you should stop eating by 8 p.m.
Okay.
So then really you're fasting. It's really an extended overnight fast. So you end up fasting for about 16 hours. But they found that window is the sweet spot for where you can reap some of the benefits of fasting in terms of your metabolism, fat burning, regenerating brain cells. So you get some of those benefits without having to go the extended periods of 24, 36 hours or longer. Right? Now, the challenge, the mistake I see a lot of people make with the intermittent fasting is they don't realize that your job is to actually still meet your body's needs within that 8 hours.
Okay.
So you can't, eat from 12 to 8, but then, you have a salad for lunch, and then you don't eat anything until 8 p.m. and you have one piece of fish and more salad.
And a celery stick.
Exactly. You have to still meet your body's needs. Otherwise, you're going to be hungry, which means your body is angry at you.
Yes.
Because you have not supplied what it needs.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's this thing as well. There's some people who do fasted training. I myself sometimes do fasted training to try to ramp up the process of calorie burning and stuff like that. Is that something recommended or is it a faux pas?
I would say for trained or experienced athletes, again, not something you want to do when you're first starting off, because your body needs time to adapt, because it is putting stress on your heart, on your muscles, on your metabolism, right? In order to be able to tap into the fat stores to burn in place of the food that you might have eaten. So it is a technique that's used by athletes to tap into fat stores and burn more fat.
Okay.
Right? Versus if you eat, you're going to burn what you just ate.
Right.
Yeah. So good for metabolism, good for weight loss. But again, you need to give your body time to adapt. Right? So start off slowly.
Start off small. Yeah.
And the caveat would be in terms of who should not do fasting.
Right.
If you're taking any medications that require you to eat before you take them, obviously you don't want to skip your medication, and you also don't want to take them on an empty stomach, because there's a reason why they're telling you to take it on a full stomach.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
People who have blood sugar issues, whether it's diabetes or pre-diabetes, or you tend to suffer from low blood sugar, because if your body is not accustomed or not able to regulate your blood sugar naturally, then going for extended periods of time without eating is going to end you up in trouble, as in with low blood sugar, and which can lead to passing out, lightheadedness, things like that.
Things that are related to that condition itself. Just before we close off, I know you said there's a detox program coming up very soon. Tell us quickly when it is and when we can get access.
Actually, yes. Every year we run a post-carnival detox, i.e. reset program. It's starting in 2 weeks.
Right.
So it's a 21-day detox challenge. Everyone who does it really loves it, because you get the benefit of not just weight loss, but really resetting your body, your metabolism, re-energizing. So improved energy is one of the big benefits. Improved skin, you just feel better overall.
And if we wanted to get access, who do we contact?
You can call us at 795-9311. You can also visit our website, www.empowernutritiontt.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mweia. Elias, registered dietitian, nutritionist, health coach of Empower Nutrition Limited.